Rap artist Macklemore had the first single on the top 100 charts to hit #1 with no major label support. After this, he and his recording partner made history with their second #1 hit. And this year, he won 4 Grammy Awards. Typically, when you hear a story like this, you think big star, major label support, but not this time. Is Macklemore helping to rewrite the story of how an artist can make it on their own? From indie distribution to major recognition. New York-based Faces in the Crowd Showcase has been getting indie artists discovered for over 7 years. Let's see the beginnings of an artist trying to break in. What is the purpose of the showcase then for the bigger picture? What's the purpose of it for these artists?
The purpose is to help artists get to the next level. We try to build a bridge for our unsigned community with the record labels. I was an A&R for over 6 years with Universal Records. That's where me and Chalant actually met. And so what I did was I wanted to try to make artists who might not be able to get seen by the right people, give them an opportunity to be seen by not only my colleagues, but myself, and put them in an environment where we could all, get a chance to enjoy the talent.
We've had artists who's never performed before that we put on stage and actually came and won first place. A lot of people get told no, and they don't know how to meet somebody within the music industry. They don't know how to build that relationship. So we try to make marriages happen. We put them in the building, you're in the building, now just network and see what kind of grows from there.
And you said you all are, you're helping them take them to the next level. So you believe that the major label is the next level, but is that still the model?
If I were an artist, I would rather do it independently, yes, just because I would have more money in my own pocket. But I can see why people want to get signed to a major label, the same reason why somebody may want to work for a prestigious company.
Are they going to be around forever?
I think labels are going to be around. I just think more artists are going to choose to go independent.
Chris Tucker, call me Chris Tucker. Thanks. Chris Tucker, call me Chris Tucker. I really mean it in the nicest way. I'm a rebel on the mic like Andrew Dice Clay. That's why these girls get hit in a nice day. Call that wham bam, thank you ma'am, have a nice day.
More and more, music artists are finding ways to get their art to the masses, whether it be through breaking the rules or creating their own rules. And one of the biggest cases of that recently is hip-hop artist Macklemore, who just won 4 Grammys but remains unsigned. I'm joined by industry insiders today, Faces in the Crowd Showcase founders Chalant and Reality, and music journalist Gerren Gaynor. And we're here to talk about what Macklemore means to the industry, how it's changing, and if there's anything that we can learn and project from this. So guys, tell me, why does anybody need a major record label when you got people like Macklemore?
Oh, wow. So, it's, I guess, no real right way to answer that question. But, the music industry is constantly evolving, just like every other industry now, based off technology. And, once the internet kind of became very popular as far as, people getting their music out, I just think it just allowed artists to build their fan base without necessarily going to a major label to get that same push. And it's just opened the playing field. So the artists who say, Macklemore, for example, is based out of Seattle, he's got opportunity now to be seen and heard by the masses. Before, you have to kind of build that buzz in your region, and then a record label will come and get you and then bring you out to the mainstream. But now you have that capability of just doing it directly from your market.
What's different about Macklemore that allowed him to do this versus the other independent artists who's been working for years as well?
He had original sound that kind of came out of left field as far as hip hop. A lot of the sound right now is really trap music. So he kind of came with a different sound that was like going right versus everybody going left with a particular sound. And I think that helped him stand out as an artist. And not only was he coming out with a different sound, but he also talked about current events, talked about subject matter that a lot of artists were scared to take a stance on. I think the Academy probably looked at that and was like, you know what, I like that direction.
And you also got to think about shock value because he's a white rapper in a black genre, and he's actually good at it. So you see a good white rapper, he's not Vanilla Ice. Right. That it gains appeal. So I think that helps too. If you have some type of angle, some type of shock value, you can really gain a really interesting following.
So 4 Grammys total. We've got Best New Artist overall, Best Rap Performance, Best Album, and then Best Single. Did Macklemore deserve all these?
First and foremost, I want to thank our fans, the people that got us on this stage. We made this album without a record label. We made it independently.
He definitely did not deserve Best Hip Hop Album. I think that was a slap in the face to who we know was the hip hop poster child, which was Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind giving him a Best New Artist because he was an independent artist, and for him to have had the success he had that year with the songs that he had, you could argue that give him a Best New Artist, but not Best Hip Hop.
I mean, even Macklemore was like, I felt Kendrick should have won Best Album of the Year. That's from Macklemore, so, but hey, it is what it is. And
So he didn't even expect to get
nah,
that.
he thought Kendrick had the better album.
I
So he
feel
says.
he didn't deserve any of them. I honestly feel he didn't deserve any.
Not one.
No, he did it was a great movement. He created awareness, As far as the Grammys though, I mean the Grammys is the day for music. Like people put in work. Like it was a dagger, like to me. I was hurt. No, I mean honestly that song is catchy, yes. Different, yes. A little bit bubblegum music to me, absolutely. Hip hop, best hip hop.
So are we gonna see more Macklemores then?
Look, I look at artists like Ashanti, where she didn't have a lot of control in her earlier career, and now she has complete control of her career. And I think that her music, I think her sound, I think her image was a lot better when she first came out with Murder Inc. And she keeps pushing back this album. The music that I'm hearing is not what I'm used to from Ashanti, and therefore I kind of I don't really want to listen to her anymore.
Right.
But you have artists like Dawn Rashard, who used to be in Bad Boys, Danity Kane, and she was on Diddy Dirty Money, and she went independent, and I think that that's a great organic way independent artists should operate. She built a fan base, and then she said, I'm going to do this all by myself.
And she seems to be having a lot of success having gone that
her
route.
Videos look, she's working on minimal dollars, and her videos look better than almost all the R&B singers in the game.
But that's the interesting point. You're saying that it depends. You don't want too much control. But I feel I'm looking at it from a different standpoint. I'm looking at it as you're as good as your team. So it can be who's on Ashanti's team, who's either doing or not doing what they need to do, and who's on Dawn's team to kind of give her the exposure, the image, the sound, the production. I went to see her live at SOBs a few months ago, and her choreography is on point.
Yeah.
Like she is a performer. I would love to see her live.
Right.
Ashanti, not so much. So you're as good as who your teammates.
Would you say that it costs less today to be independent than maybe it did some years ago because you have technology?
Right, absolutely. I think, marketing budgets are a lot smaller than they used to be. You have additional exposure, like we just spoke about from the internet. So everything is, as far as from a cost standpoint, is a lot cheaper. You don't need necessarily $1 million video like before. You could just have, somebody in-house in your company or in your team do the video and put it out virally and get the same amount of views you would as somebody who put $1 million video out. So I think ultimately, to answer your question, I think budgets have got a lot smaller. It doesn't take a lot of money to break an artist as much as it did previously. And, it's just the playing field has been a lot more, it's been leveled.
Right, you don't need like a Hype Williams to do a big production master video that costs so much money. Right. And then you're sitting, in the office trying to figure out, well, how are we going to recoup this money? Not every artist is going to be a global artist. Not everybody's going to be Beyonce and Michael Jackson. So now, like to Reality's point, you have a team of people, of movement, who can kind of fill in every hole that we call on the label side departments.
So what happened? Why not Kendrick? Why? And when we say here, because Chalant, you feel strongly about this girl. So
Look,
why?
I
What
feel
happened?
strongly about it because it's the Grammys, and I think it comes down to the Grammy voters. It's behind the scenes. It's what's happening behind the scenes at the Grammy, and it's just at a whole nother level.
Right, but you guys got to understand, not to cut you off, the Grammys is this huge award show, but artists have been getting jerked for years, right?
It comes down to the voters.
Right, it comes down to the voters, it comes down to whoever's, the organization behind the Grammys, but at the end of the day, it's nothing new. I'm be honest with you. Artists have been getting robbed as far as the Grammys for years, but, it's all perception. Everybody has their own opinions. Me personally, I agree with you. I think Kendrick's album was phenomenal. I thought it was, innovative.
Absolutely.
From top to bottom, you can play it, and it's just.
And let's be clear,
original.
did Kendrick win anything at the awards?
No, I don't
I
think
didn't
He
think
won that stage because he definitely stole the
yeah,
show.
so I think
He had a great
he was the
performance.
best performance for sure.
Yeah. Wake up in the morning and pour a bowl of cereal. Here we go, light up the L and turn up the stereo. I feel like Bill Murray on Groundhog Day. Damn, that boy's good for nothing's what my grandpa say. Ain't working with a full deck, but I can't stand card play. Seems like most people today are sweet as damn parfaits. I really mean it in the nicest way. I'm a rebel on the mic like Andrew Dice Clay. That's why these girls get hit in the night stay. Call that wham bam, thank you ma'am, have a nice day. Guess I'm living the American dream, and I'm addicted to this life like I'm a heroin fiend. And everyone seems so no one's over.